Shout out to everybody that is pulling up, everybody that has pulled up. Shout out to you. Um, Today has been pretty good. Pretty good. Today has been pretty good. If you don't know what we'll be doing most of this video, I'm be honest, is I'm just locking in, bro, and working. And talking to y'all. Whoever joins, joins. Whoever doesn't. But yeah, we're going to just chill together for a little bit. And you know, I'm supposed to be at I was asked to be at a pool party like a billion times, a few pool parties today. And the reason I want to tell you guys that is because sometimes, and I do this a lot, right? You really got to learn when to say no to people, and you also got to learn when you're so locked in that you actually know your focus and your purpose. Don't let nobody knock you off of it. No matter your friend, no matter who it is, you feel me? Because they could be your best friend, they could be somebody, they could be a group of people you know. Regardless, bro, I'm telling you right now, to whoever needs to hear this, bro, lock in. Don't worry about them girls. Don't worry about that drink. Don't worry about whatever you worried about, bro. Lock in, because all that stuff is gonna come. I promise you. You hear me? All that stuff is gonna come. Everything comes with value. Everything comes with knowing exactly how to 10x just you and your production and what you got going. You feel me? Somebody gonna see it and they gonna love it. They gonna love the best version of you. But if you keep going into different distractions, bro, you gonna end up losing it. You're gonna lose it. You're gonna get put into a bubble to where you're wanting to have fun. Like I've done it, bro. I've done it. I've went out. I spent 150 on drinks with people, and I've brought sections. I've done all of that, right? But none of that stuff gets you anything. You feel me? And you know, I've been out with some friends that have similar money to me, and you know, we end up balling and spending a bunch of bread, but at the end of the day, it don't really, it doesn't account to anything, right? And to all of my people out there that go out to get the girls and whatever, you go ahead, you get a number. You feel me? You get her number, you get her number, and you get her number. But let me ask you something. How many of them actually do you end up really connecting with? Now, some people may say I connect with 75%. Some people may say I don't connect with any, right? But the point that I'm trying to make is a bunch of that stuff becomes pointless because you're trying to go out and you're trying to have fun with people, but you're paying to get into the club. You're paying to get into that lounge. You're paying to get into those places. Nah, you want to get into them places when you know they paying for you to come. Like, you should have that type of aura. You should have that type of aura where you understand your worth. And you're not paying just to feel like you're celebrating something you don't deserve. You know? And again, guys, I'm bringing this up because if only you guys knew. Like, the distractions are real, bro. Like, people, I mean, and that's just me. I got a lot of high, I guess, like DJs and stuff in Philly, but also people that created a bunch of songs you guys probably listen to all the time. Like, I could have been at this pool party with DDG, and Ty Lil, and Funny Mike was there. It was at the Nickelodeon Park. One of my friends invited me there, but it's like, I don't want to go there and I'm not networking, or I'm not putting myself in a position to where, you know, I'm building my business, and that's just what it is. But anyway, I just say that to say I'm proud of everybody that did stay in and locked in, and that is locking into their work. Maybe you looking at eBay or you're looking at something, right? I'm proud of you. Because there's a lot of people that don't know how to say no to their friends. And there's a lot of people that end up going into that peer pressure. And I'm going to tell you something. That's when you end up broke. I got a friend, right? This guy didn't tell me he sold anything. What the hell? That's good. Okay. I got a friend, right? And this friend, right? This friend is supposed to be going to Colombia with us, right? And I'm sorry I'm telling y'all like my life, but, you know, I'm trying to connect with y'all. You feel me? But, all right, cool. Like, my birthday is next month. And I want to do, my last couple birthdays have been trash, bro, like just garbage, right? So what I'm trying to do is put business and pleasure into my birthday, right? So we have a friends group, and it's two business owners, and then the rest of the people they work 9 to 5s. So we had to correlate with when they are off and stuff like that, right? So it's just one guy that we were all waiting to book flights and everything for everybody to book together, so we're all on the same plane. This one guy, he's just like not responding. So me, I'm the type of friend, I'm like, all right, bro, I'm not about to push you. You ain't finna say I'm begging you to do nothing. Like, go ahead and do your thing, right? I'm not the friend to push you. I'm that type of person. I don't beg nobody, and I also don't want to be around nobody that can't speak up, right? So I automatically was like, you know what? Forget it. You know what I mean? Do whatever you got to do. But then I had another friend in the group. It's like, oh, no, we got to make sure, he's in and da-da-da-da. So long story short, we making sure he's in. So, boom, he's in. He's good, right? He gets on the phone. He goes and he actually books his flight. But when he books his flight, he's moving so slow. So we're on the phone. We like, all right, we're going to get this, and that. We're going to go fly this. We look at these flights. Look at these prices. Look at that. Oh, you got to pay for this. Got to pay. So we all talking. He's not really talking. So fast forward to recently. Now it's time to look for like Tellies or Airbnbs. And he's nowhere to be found again. So I'm like, all right, he booked this flight, but now he's not responding to anything when it comes to like the stay. Now, everybody out there know that when you are traveling and you're going, right, the longer you wait, the more you pay. I don't like paying a lot of money, right? So I'm trying, you know what I mean? So he started messing with my bread. So I say to one of my friends, I'm like, yo, you need to talk to him. And because this is his friend. It's not really my friend. You feel me? So I'm like, yo, you need to talk to him. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm trying to. But every time I bring it up, he doesn't say anything. I'm like, bro, then what we finna do? Because I'm not about to keep waiting, right? So tell me how his friend, remember, this is like a friend through a friend type of thing. Like, the guy that's BSing, he's a friend through a friend. Cool person. But again, I have no sympathy for people that don't open their mouths. So he doesn't say nothing to the guy. I just said, you know what? I'm finna do it. So I went and I text. I said, yo, bro, morning. Are you going or not? Because I don't have any more time to waste, and I got to make sure that my bread is straight. I got to make sure that I'm not sitting there letting you go last minute or make us change plans last minute to where we're paying extra. We're island hopping. We're getting on a bunch of different things. So I'm like, I don't got time, right? So he ends up saying, nah, bro, I'm not going to go. You guys can go without me. The point that I'm trying to say is I ended up going to my friend, who's that guy's friend. And I'm like, yo, bro, you got to stop bringing these type of timid people around me. Like, I don't like that. Like, I'm setting a boundary. I'm like, yo, bro, I don't like when you bring those type of people around me or try to have me plan anything with those type of individuals. He like, bro, you just not patient. Bro, you just not patient with my friends. You just da-da-da. I'm like, nah, it's just I have a level of expectations because those type of people, when something goes wrong, they don't speak up. They just hold resentment and then boom, you never know what could happen. Now, the point of me telling you guys this story is saying this, right? You are who you hang around, and also you are who you bring around. And if you allow people around you that are timid, scared to speak up, that don't walk with confidence, that does not exert themselves in the manner that you do, you are going to do one or two things. Okay, you're either going to bring that person up and help that person, or you're either going to let that person tear you down. I'm about to work on this eBay account, y'all. I'm just looking at some stuff. So I'm going to share my screen and y'all could I'm just letting y'all know. I'm just looking at stuff, okay? This is a new eBay automation client, and I'm just looking at the eBay, just trying to see who we're working with. But I'm going to keep telling y'all the story. But it's just like, if you're not putting yourself around people that actually are confident in the way that they walk, in the way that they talk or whatever, right? You're going to hurt yourself because you're going to end up being that type of person, right? So it's very important that you guys make sure not only you mind who you hang around, but also protect yourself from becoming an image of what people lack. Y'all, look at this. This is going to be it. We're fighting this. Look at this policy violation. So I'm not sure what happened with this, but it looks like something got mixed up in the system, right? And if you know what I'm talking about, you already see what's wrong. So one of the assistants with eBay automation must have, or eBay must have, I don't know what the heck this is. It looks like a duplicate listing, but it has an Apple charger, but it says 3-in wireless charging station compatible for Apple MagSafe. But that's weird because that's not what this is. So this got a policy violation for counterfeit goods, which is completely impossible because this is not even that product. So we'll fight this. And I want to show you guys this because this type of stuff happens, right? Like it sometimes is like random things that come out of nowhere that just flag your account with eBay. Like this is live, okay? Like, hello, this is live, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, right? We're live. And as you guys see, like, what the heck is this? What the heck is this policy violation? And then it's like a counterfeit. Like, I just don't get it because what's counterfeit about it? It's interesting. We're going to have to fight that. So usually, let me explain what we do, right? So let's say we get a policy violation. Okay? So we'll go through the reference ID. We'll go through everything. We'll read exactly what they're saying. So the overview of this is they don't even tell us really much on this one. That's interesting. They really didn't tell us anything. What's the policy? Counterfeit? What activity didn't follow the policy? But that's okay. Let's see if we can do an appeal a lot. I don't usually do the appeals, but I'm gonna try to do it. I don't usually do it, but I'm gonna try, y'all. All right. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do an appeal live. Hopefully I don't. Well, I'll be fine. All right. So we're gonna do an appeal live, okay? So let's do this. Let's use ChatGPT to do an appeal. How about that? All right. So we're gonna do that. Hey, I got a counterfeit policy on eBay for a product that I mistakenly listed the wrong way. So the item title is 3-in-1 wireless charging station compatible for Apple MagSafe charger foldable, but it is a picture of the magnetic fast charging to USB-C Apple Watch charger. And it's clearly not counterfeit, but this is a policy violation and I want to appeal it. So could you direct me on a response to this? And I will also include the reference ID, which the reference ID to this case is 219-640-30-58196. The policy that was violated via eBay is counterfeit item policy. And this probably triggered through the Vero system. And I would like to give eBay a prompt response, just letting them know that this was actually an error listing. And I'm not sure why this happened, but it will not happen again. Please remove the policy as we are looking to do nothing but great business.
Got it. For the response to eBay,
let's see what it says.
Clear and concise. Here's a draft you can use. Subject: appeal for policy violation. Reference ID 219-640-305196. Dear eBay support, I recently received a notification regarding a counterfeit item policy violation for my listing. The item in question is a 3-in-1 wireless charging station compatible with Apple MagSafe charger. However, it appears there was an error in the listing images showing a different product, which caused the misunderstanding. I assure you this was unintentional, and I have corrected the listing to accurately reflect the product. I value my relationship with eBay and am committed to complying with all policies. I
Hello,
kindly
Catfish
request that you
Edits.
review this case and remove the violation. This was a genuine mistake,
Thank
and
you
I
for all
will
the
ensure
likes on
it does not
TikTok.
happen again. Thank you for your understanding and assistance. Best regards. Feel free to adjust it if needed.
Okay, and what do you think the likelihood is of me getting this overturned? Again, this is just an error post, and usually this does not result in a counterfeit claim. So what chances do you think I have of successfully getting this overturned?
I think you've got a pretty solid chance, especially since it seems like it was just a mix-up with the listing images rather than an intentional violation. eBay is usually understanding if you can clearly explain the mistake and show that you've corrected it. Just make sure to highlight that you're committed to following their policies moving forward. Good luck.
So I think what I'll do more of too is create some videos where I'm showing you guys how you could actually use ChatGPT to help you when it comes to like things like this. This is very important for us to make sure we utilize this tool. Now I see a lot of videos obviously of this out there, not just actively this, but like cases like this, like where people are using ChatGPT for different use cases, but I don't really see people doing it. I'm gonna include a picture of what the listing should be as well. Again, we want to make sure we're giving eBay all of our proof, right? So this is no. Attached is a copy of the exact product that I meant to post, let's say, or whatever. Right? So, okay. Boom. Make sure. Wait, this is a copy. All right, cool. But we don't need to say best regards me because this is not my account. All right, perfect. But we need to put the we need to also put the reference ID. Important. Put the reference ID. Okay. Didn't I just save it? Like what the hell? What is going on here? It's not popping up. Okay, whatever. All right. So we handled that. Great. So usually what happens, right? We'll hear back probably tomorrow, but it's the weekend. Tomorrow's Sunday, so probably Monday, Tuesday. But the point that I'm trying to make, guys, is that yes, you do get policy violations that you can overturn, but there are different ways that you want to do it, and that is one, just use ChatGPT, because ChatGPT could allow you different perspectives, I'd say, right? Like different perspectives that maybe you didn't think of. Now, I do know for a fact that one of the biggest things with eBay is making sure that you're not it's like making sure that you're empathetic, like making sure you're not blaming them, and also making sure you're not like acting like a victim, right? Like that's the last thing that you want to do is act like a victim, because when you act like a victim, eBay just knows, all right, so this person does not or is not thinking that they're wrong. Jasper, what's up? Hi, how are you? I hope all is well with you and I had a good week. What website do you think is better for selling products, eBay or Amazon? Wow, Jasper, that's a really good question, man. That's a really good question. So when it comes to selling, right? And you have to really think about this, right? Because Amazon has by far the best platform on planet Earth when it comes to selling and having the availability to deliver packages same day. Amazon steps on eBay 1,000% when we're looking at it from a customer standpoint, right? But we have to start thinking as well in a buyer's mindset. And when we do that, we start understanding that the propaganda between Amazon and eBay is this, right? So how many users are on eBay compared to Amazon, right? Now, I already know the answer to this. We're going to look it up, right? So as of the second quarter, but see, I don't want that. I want it to be accurate. I want 2025 though. Okay. As of 2025, Amazon has approximately 310 million active subscribers, while eBay has around 134 million active buyers. Now, I want to really look and take a deep dive into the verbiage being used, right? It says users, buyers. What's the difference? Do you guys see a difference in the way that they are treating Amazon, vice versa, the way they are treating eBay, right? Like, look at how eBay has active buyers, but Amazon has active users. So we have to look at this and understand that Amazon has become an ecosystem while eBay has stayed a store, right? So typically what happens is you're not going to really ever be able to compare Amazon and eBay when it comes to platform. A lot of people do though, and that's why they start selling on Amazon and being finessed. See, Amazon is like the Xbox X with the Xbox Connect. Do you guys remember that? Any of my gamers on here? When I was young, Xbox came out with a system, right? And the system was the Xbox Connect. Where is it at? Right? So it was the Xbox. Is this a 360? Wow, I'm old. The Xbox 360 came with a Connect, and it was supposed to do a bunch of different things. Supposed to go along with your entertainment center. It's supposed to let you watch TV. It was supposed to let you play the game. It was supposed to let you do like little hand things and be able to see you. And all of this stuff was supposed to replace the Wii and all of that, right? But what happened was Xbox 360 was crushing PlayStation, I believe at this point, at first, until people started to actually experience this system. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because while Amazon does have Amazon Prime and Amazon Video, Amazon Music and everything, Amazon is a far more, in my opinion, weaker platform for sellers. Now, the only reason the only reason I need is you have to pay not only to be on the platform, but you also get charged fees. You also have to go by restrictions when it comes to what you sell, heavy restrictions. So, Jasper, what I would tell you is, in my opinion, eBay is going to be the better selection, especially if you're somebody just starting out. But see, what ends up happening is people try to create content and they see, and I was just talking to my friend at the gym about this, they see that the content is ringing bells, so they just push it out. And even if that content is disgenuine, and even if it does not actually give the true results that people are looking for, they'll push it and push it and push it. The main point that I'm making is there's no way in hell that a platform that makes you pay monthly to sell on theirs and a platform that is going to make you have to go by their restrictions as far as you need the UPC. You need to make sure you ask for permission to sell phones. You need to ask for permission to sell electronics. You need to ask for permission to sell batteries. You need to ask for permission to sell drones. You need to ask permission to sell speakers. You need to ask permission to sell hand sanitizer. Anything that you want to sell, you need permission. And that is why I would always rate eBay better. Now, where Amazon does become more lucrative is for people that are already in eBay's ecosystem making some bread. You hop over to Amazon to go ahead and take advantage of their audience. But be very aware that Amazon is a monopoly. And what they do is they'll see that something that you're selling is selling, and they'll start selling it. And it's not even intentional because they probably already were selling it before you were, but it wasn't in front of your post, in front of your users, in front of their eyes. Why is this a conflict of interest? It's a conflict of interest because if people see you as a seller selling something versus Amazon selling something, they're going to choose Amazon every single time. You don't have the marketing. You don't have the brand recognition. You don't have the customer loyalty. You don't have any of that. So when you look at these platforms, it's very important for you to look at, well, what trust do I currently have? And is this platform going to help me maximize it? Right? Oh, thank you, Jasper. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, bro. Really, thank you. But yeah, like it's like where at what point, guys, do you actually at what point do you actually say, well, I want freedom to do and sell how I choose as long as I stick by your rules? And that's why like eBay is unique because none of us stick by eBay's rules, and eBay is getting slammed for it, to be honest, right? And that's just the honest truth. eBay is getting hurt from letting buyers sell on their platform because while yes, eBay's making bread, I'm not sure if you guys know, but eBay is also struggling. They're struggling, and that's why they are so how can I put it? They're so strict. Let's just say that they're strict. They're very, very strict. eBay is very strict, but they're not strict because they want to be strict, but they have, and this, I'll tell you where eBay messed up. eBay messed up because they hired foreigners and they did not treat their base, they didn't treat them like a priority. I remember back in the day when I was selling on eBay and I was trying to build my platform, and then I would have to call eBay, and then they would ask me, what do I do? What's my business name? How many people do I have working for me? Like they would ask you all these questions, right? And then they'll ask you all these questions, and then they'll give you a seller's limit. I remember. And when they give you the seller's limit, you only could sell up to whatever eBay chooses. Who has went through this? I'm sure someone watching me has, right? And it's like, oh, I remember like my seller's limit on my first account was like 500 items, and I think it was like $5,000 if I'm not mistaken. They just limited you, and a lot of people were tired of it, went to Amazon, including myself. I used to sell on Amazon, and I was doing really well on Amazon, but I got really tired of Amazon like thinking that they was like somebody. Like they started thinking that they was my boss. Like they was going to tell me what I can and cannot list, and I gotta ask you for permission. Bro, I'm not asking you for permission to do nothing or having them list their products right above mine. And I'm very smart, so I already know, all right, bet you got the brand loyalty. So if they see Amazon, I forget what you call it, it's like where they're selling their own, Amazon picks, like, and then it's promotions and all of those, man, I'm good. Have you ever sold clothing? Let me look on here because for some reason on my screen it's cutting off. Hold on. Have you ever sold clothing on Amazon? Well, so I don't sell clothing, period. I would never sell. I would never. Now, I've ran across people with eBay automation. I've ran across people just in general that sell clothing, and I hate it. I would tell you that I hate it. How can I put this? Well, no, I hurt people's feelings. So, people like thrifting. And a lot of people, number one, I would never sell clothing on Amazon. That is not the platform for that. I would definitely sell clothing probably on like eBay or Mercari. Yeah, I'm about to tell you, Jasper, right? So unpopular opinion is this. Clothing and people that sell clothes, they are never, I can't say never. They are almost never guaranteed to get the credit they deserve. Now, do you know, and Jasper, I'm sure you know, it takes so much time to take good pictures of clothes. It also takes a lot to search for the clothes, whether we're thrifting or whether we're just buying from AliExpress or any type of distributor. But the problem with selling clothes is variance. 1, 2, supply and demand. 3, not enough guarantee. Like, and I'm doing all of this for the first time, right? So I'm just gonna look something up. What is the clothing? Because it should be so higher industry. Like, no, not industry call. But what is the clothing industry's future projections? Should I say? Yeah. Projections. Let's say that. Right? All right, cool. Great. Sounds good. Something trillion. Cool. And let's look at this. What is the tech industry future projections? Mind you, I've never looked this up, so I'm just curious. I would think clothes would be higher, though. 2.3 trillion. 5.7 trillion. 10 trillion? 10 trillion? All right. So, all right, boom. We just broke something, right? So, we already see that people prioritize tech over clothes they put on their ass. Okay? That's number one. Number two, you got so many options. I wanted to sell socks at one point. I wanted to create a sock business. And, when they used to put those, like, designs on the socks and stuff, I wanted to be one that was selling that. So I went and got some socks. When I went to go get the socks, it was like, you can get this size, that size, and this size, and that size. I'm like, what the hell? I ain't never know it was this many sizes. And it got to the point to where I tested it out, and sometimes I would have too big of a size. Sometimes I would have small sizes, and then I would let customers walk because I didn't have the size that fit. So what I'm saying is, if I am going to list clothes on eBay or even Amazon, I really think that should be after you make a stamp with another type of product, because clothes they don't make you no bread. They don't, because the clothes that you got, somebody else can get. Now you might be like, what electronics that you got, somebody else can get. That is true, but the difference is clothing doesn't. In my opinion, this is all opinion, okay? But clothing, this is all opinion. I might be a hater, but clothing, because I couldn't start my sock company, I might be a hater. I might be hating, bro. I might be, because I'm listening to myself. I'm very objective with myself. You feel me? But I might be hating, Jasper. I might be on some hating shit. But clothing is more so not in demand right now, but tech is, right? Like, people love tech. They love electronics. They love to have that thing. Like, think about it like this. When you come home, no, forget that. When you were young and it was Christmas time and you went to go look what your parents got you, and then you saw that box, you saw that little square shaped box, and you know it was the clothes from Macy's, And then you knew, like, you picked the joint up and you knew how light it was, and you knew that was the clothes. That wasn't the game system. That wasn't the Xbox or the PlayStation. That was a sweater. I know y'all felt that pain. Like, and yeah, we grateful, but you know that feeling when you rip the joint open and you like, yo, I'm about to get the Xbox. But instead it's a sweater. That's the psychological warfare we have in our minds, is that sweater gonna keep you warm when it's cold. That Xbox just gonna make you broke. But see, they have conditioned us to liking things that distract us instead of liking things that protect us. That's how I feel about clothing. What type of earplugs would likely sell more on Amazon or eBay, wireless or the ones with wires? So what type of headphones would sell? That's a good question. What type of headphones sell more? 100% wireless. 100%. Like, that's really a no-brainer. But what I will say though is, see, here's the thing. This is why I have been broke for the longest. I didn't learn how to make any money until I learned how to stop messing with broke people. And Jasper, stick with me, bro, because I'm about to explain it to you. Broke people want wireless headphones. Broke people, and this is just, again, my opinion, but also experience. When I'm talking about being a reseller, there's nothing more beneficial than a hospital hitting you up for some wired headphones for their training computers, and they need 500 pieces. They don't ever hit you up and say, we need 500 pieces of the AirPod Maxes, or we need 500 pieces of the AirPod clones. They don't ever hit you. They be like, hey, we need the most generic headphones you got. How much? We got a grant and we need to spend this money. How much do you need for these headphones? And the headphones be cost you like $1, and you can sell them to the healthcare company for about $5. That's a fact. That's a fact. Because, see, if I whip out the calculator, right? Think about it like this. And this is how you start making bread as a reseller, right? You start realizing that messing with people makes you broke. Messing with businesses makes you wealthy. It makes you have consistent clientele. Because, and I never realized this, I never realized that if I had a phone store that catered to regular people that walk in and out, I would be missing out on another market, which was, is that okay for me? Yeah. But I never knew that I would be missing out on a market with business. Because think about it like this. Would you rather sell to somebody on a budget, or would you rather sell to somebody that is working on a budget? Like, would you rather sell to somebody that's just buying for impulse or buying because they want to use it? Or would you rather sell to somebody that is buying because they need it? See, and that's the difference, right? And that's where you separate yourself from regular people, and you start going into the realm of being somebody that's making a bunch of bread. Because you start realizing that, yo, while yes, I do want to make money selling to Sally, Tolly, John, and Harry, but I also want to make money selling to Abington Hospital or Jefferson Hospital or Temple University, or like I want to make money with them because they'll place that order this week, and then the next 4 months they'll place another order. Because the one thing about headphones is that you can't just keep them in everyone's ear, right? You don't just get headphones and just put it and stick it in everyone's ear, right? So sometimes they replace them. Sometimes you can even do it with hand sanitizer. Sometimes you'll get orders for hand sanitizer. Prime example, right? I'm working trying to get clients for these. I'm trying to get clients for this. I'm trying to get somebody that wants 500 pieces of this, Do you know how much this cost me? Do you know how much this cost me? This is facts. This is facts. This right here can cost you 90 cents. Maybe if depending on who you're getting it from, when you're getting it, and the amount, you can get this for $5, right? Well, nah, that's pushing it. Not $5, like $3, right? You that's like the most. And this is a 67.6 fluid ounce, so a 2-liter bottle of hand sanitizer. This right here, to somebody, some business, somewhere, is worth $7, $8. Facts. Like, if I said I got this for $90, 90 cents, right? I really got this for around like 10 cents because I got a lot of them, right? But look, 2-liter hand sanitizer, right? Uline is the biggest finesser known to mankind. Uline is Uline, and then it's Staples, in my opinion. Uline, though, they should be arrested. They are the epitome of upcharging, overcharging, just taxing businesses, bro. Like, they will treat you like crap, okay? Now, the reason I'm looking this up is because look at, like, the prices for a 2-liter bottle of hand sanitizer, right? Now, let's put it in the realm of healthcare. Healthcare tax you so much when you go to the hospital, right? Now, if you got insurance, obviously you don't pay all of that, but like they'll tax you. Your bill will be $10,000, and you just went to go ahead and get some blood work, or you went because you scratched your hand and you wanted to make sure it wasn't infected, like, and they'll charge you $2,000 times 10, right? Here's the thing. They're doing that because they understand that business has a budget and the money needs to be spent. When it comes to dealing with regular people, they want to hold their money. Businesses want to spend their money. The more money I spend on products, and this is where I try to talk to y'all and give y'all a game that I wasn't told this, right? See, and I'm learning now. I'm learning so late. So that's why I try to tell y'all now, right? Look, businesses want to spend all their money. I'm learning that I need to stop saying that I make money, and I need to have a family office, and I need to make sure my family office is making all my money. That's the key to being wealthy, is you don't make no money. You work for your family office. But that's a whole nother thing. Regardless, what I'm saying is a business's main priority should be to spend all their money. That's the priority. Spend every lick of income you get. That's the goal. Because when you spend all of your money, you get taxed less. And you get it all back. When you spend your bread, you get put in a better position. The problem is people don't pay attention to exactly how money works, how business works. So in return, they don't they don't win. They're losing. They're losers, right? Because you too busy. Oh, well, I don't want to do eBay automation, because if I do eBay automation, I might not make all my money back, right? But what if I told you that if you did eBay automation, that's where we list, ship, and provide products for you, right? It's right here, hustlertaught.me.com, right? I'm just talking, you know what I mean? We just chilling, but I'm trying to get y'all game. If you did, let's say you went and you did a service. Let's say you did eBay automation, right? And you pay $850 for us to list products for you, right? Let's say you pay $850 for us to list products for you for 2.5 months, right? You are now able to write that off on your taxes, as paying an employee to do a service for you. Then let's say you go to wesply.com, which is the wholesale products that we sell, right? Let's say you buy $1,000 worth of products. If you buy $1,000 worth of products, you get an invoice. When you get that invoice, right, you are then going to be sent products. Now, when you get these products, okay, you're going to have assets. So you turn that money into products, physical, tangible assets. Those physical, tangible assets now could be sold for more than what you just invested. But not only that, those invoices that you actually have of you spending that money for those products can now be given to your accountant. They could be given to the person that does your taxes, and you can say, hey, this is the total amount that I spent on products this year. Now, let's say it came up to, I'm going to use a regular terminology when it comes to products and investment for a regular person. Let's say you invested $10K, okay? And, in 12 months, you invested $10K in products. You're now writing that off, and you still had the products, or you still had the products to make you bread. See, the main goal is not to save your money. People that save money are regular. People that save money don't have what it takes to actually be irregular. Because when you save money, you live in a survival mindset when it comes to money. That is not bad, okay? That is regular. Difference, okay? Regular, irregular. A regular person is going to be cautious and observant and very hesitant with their money because somewhere, somehow, someplace, some way, they have money trauma. A irregular person still may have money trauma, but they go against it and they spend their money not on girls, not on going out to the club, not on trying to make sure that your fit is nice every weekend, not on the external things, but instead assets. And they fail, start over, invest, make money, fail, start over, invest, make money. And see, here's where people look at it and they be like, yo, I'd rather be regular. Because see, what regular people do is they actually get the instant, not instant in the form and sense of getting it right away, but they get instant gratification in the sense of they put $300 in their savings account. Instantly, I know I got $300 in my savings account. I know nobody can touch it. Now, y'all not about to lie to me and tell me that you ain't never moved money out of your account so that them bills couldn't take your bread. You're not going to lie to me and tell me that, bro. Everybody has went through that, right? Including me. Everybody has went through that. Everybody has went through taking bread out and making sure. What's up, L? What's up? Cool J, what's up? But everybody has went through the situation or a situation where you put your bread, you moved it from that account to this account because you ain't want that account to be hit by that Netflix or YouTube TV, because YouTube TV pretty high, right? You don't want it to get hit and you want to save your bread. How many people do that? A lot of people do it, bro. I do it. And see, here's the thing, right? When it comes to that right there gives you instant gratification that my money is safe. But let me ask you something. When you do that and you move your money from one account to another, then that service gets turned off. Let's say Netflix isn't working. What do you have to do? You got to move your bread back, right? That money you tried to hide away still came back to fuel that service that got turned off. You got to know when you are exerting money trauma. That's money trauma. That is, okay, I don't necessarily want to save this money because I want Netflix, but I'm going to still take it out of my account and put it in my savings just so I feel like I got some bread. Yo, I'm telling you, don't lie. Everybody has went through that, bro. Everybody. Everybody went through that. Everybody. And see, I'm going to teach my kids how not to go through that. I'm going to teach my kids how to spend their money. But I'm also going to teach them when you do that, you're going to fail over and over and over again. So let's go back to this irregular and regular, right? So the regular person, they go to work, they come home, they chill with their girl, they lay up in the bed, they talk to each other, they have nice little stories, right? Do date nights and all that. Great. Regular life, you cool. You feel me? You walk the dog, y'all get hamburgers and go on trips. Great. There's nothing wrong with that. Irregular person, you don't got a lot of time. You literally are messing up all the time. So you spending your bread, and sometimes when you spend your bread, you mess it up. You mess your money up, bro. You mess it up. And then when you mess the money up, you internally feel disappointed, depressed. So you can't chill and lay up with your girl. You can't sit there. Your girl probably don't really like you because she don't think that she looking on TikTok and Instagram and all these other men that act like they got it like that. And you like, damn, bro, like I'm sitting here trying to get it like this, but I keep why me? I keep messing up, right? So you like, damn, now I'm sitting here feeling worthless. And then you like, damn, my family don't see me or feel like I'm successful. And then you like, damn, I can't do this and do that for my kids or do that for me. And then you start being down on yourself because you chose to spend your money and actually seek out different options instead of just fall back and do regular things. The person that is irregular, the benefit, because I just said the cons. The cons is you get depressed, people judge you, you lose value, you lose time sometimes, you work a lot. Those are cons. The pros, though, is it takes one good investment for you to make a bunch of money. It takes a whole bunch of work, but you still make a legacy. You are now going to have more free time working on something you love rather than working on something that does not give a fuck about you, right? Your job, and whoever has a job right now, I'm just going to let you know, no matter how much your boss loves you, says, hey, welcome back. How was your weekend? No matter what your boss says to you, they don't give two hells about you, because if it was you or them and they had to lose their job for you to keep your job, they're going to let you go. You don't matter, okay? You're not above the program, okay? So your job don't care about you. You are just a number, a head count, okay? That's a fact. But you work there. You come home. You take less than what you feel like you deserve. Funny story. When I'm doing interviews with people, I would sit and I'm just listening, looking, right? And if it's a young lady, you usually have a different answer, because men, for some reason, in interviews, they are horrible. But women, they sort of kind of, they could talk. They have more, they have a higher sense of urgency, in my opinion, right? So you'll sit there and talk to somebody and you'll say, hey, how much are you looking to get paid? A man or a guy, 9 times out of 10, they'll be like, well, I'm open. You know what I mean? I'm open. A woman, she'll tell you how much that she wants or how much she got paid with her other job, right? And then here's the funny part about it is you probably are getting paid what you want. And that's sad. Like a lot of people out there, when you first got that job, you was cool with that $17 an hour. But when you started to work and consistently get paid that 17, you started to move the goalposts. You started to feel like you deserve more money. You start saying, well, damn, if I'm going to be here, I've been here for so long, I need a promotion. What entitles you to a promotion when you agree that you're worth this amount of money? At what point did you tell me, hey, well, at what point did any of us walk into an interview and say, hey, so my name is Brandon, and I'm looking currently at $25 an hour, please. But I would also like a 2%, matter of fact, a 6% raise every 2 years, because I feel like my value will continue to increase as I learn and grow in knowledge. Nobody really does that, right? Now, if I was to instruct any of my students to go into an interview, that's exactly what we would do. We would actually make sure that we are not just negotiating on an hourly rate for the present, but also the future. But that's how interviews should happen. They should happen where you are negotiating a contract with your employer to let them know, hey, well, while I am starting and in my probationary period, I completely do agree with getting paid whatever you dictate or you want me to. But as I increase in knowledge, productivity, and I start to bring the company more value, I also would like my value to increase. But the reason people don't say that is because they know for a fact that their job doesn't need them, and their job is just going to say, okay, thank you so much, give me a handshake, and I'll never see you again, right? Because your job does not need you. You do not matter at your job. You are a dog. You're only loyal to who puts the food in your bowl. That's just a fact. You're only loyal to who puts the money in your account. I done met people that hate their job. I done met people that hate what they do. I done met people that didn't even know what the hell they were doing, but just was going until they get fired. But every day they'll show up. Now, don't let that money hit their account. They're not coming to work. Facts. They're not coming to work, or they'll come to work, but they raising hell. They are raising hell, hitting up HR. They trying to sit there and find out where they bread at. They calling the bank. They like, yo, I don't understand. When you gonna write my check? How many of you guys have been through this? Now, I don't say this stuff to hurt anyone's feelings. I say this stuff because I am unapologetically telling you guys business. At the end of the day, you guys have a choice in life, bruh. And honestly, the choice of being irregular is not worth it. I'll tell you that firsthand, bro. It's not worth it. It's not worth it because, see, it's way better having a side hustle than having a business. It's not worth it. It's not worth it because you go through so much stress trying to be more than what you are currently. I'm going to say it again. It's not worth having a business because you're going through way more stress trying to be something that you're not currently. How can you be something when you don't know what it takes to be it? How can you build something when you don't know the material it takes to make it? Facts. I'm going to tell you this right now. 1,000% sure that if I didn't make different decisions in my life than I have currently, I would be in a whole different situation. But here's the funny part about it. What situation would that be? Would it be a worse situation, better situation? What would it be? You don't know. So a lot of the times when you are looking to become an entrepreneur and make a bunch of money, you don't even know what the hell it takes. But you got not just your business. You got people watching you. You got a relationship that you may have created. You have family that you have to tap into. You got extracurricular activities you may want to do in your life. You have God. You have religion. You have self-worth, self-care. All of these things are so important for you to be able to live comfortably and have happiness that it is not worth being an entrepreneur if you don't have the ability or the want to sacrifice yourself. It's facts. I never knew what they meant when they said that people were sacrificing people. It's true. But the only difference is you're sacrificing yourself. Us small people growing up trying to create wealth by ourselves. I'm talking to you, the person that doesn't have a family that has a wealthy individual in the household that you were raised in. Now, my family got bread. My family has money, right? But my family only has money because they worked for someone else that has more money, right? Nothing wrong with it. But the difference is when you are creating wealth, you have to go through people stepping on you, stomping on you, treating you like shit, failure after failure after failure, and then you got to wake up again, and then you have to do it again over and over and over until you solve the code that everyone before you could not figure out. Facts. Facts. So the reason I say this, when you think about being regular or irregular, understand, I don't care if you're 50 years old, 17 years old, 15 years old, are you willing to sacrifice yourself? Now, I ain't talking about, death or anything, right? I don't talk about death, nor do I play with death at all. When I say sacrifice, I'm saying you are putting yourself at risk for the betterment of the team, even when the team does not appreciate you. Facts. Because as an entrepreneur, ain't nobody gonna appreciate you, bro. Nobody appreciates you. Nobody gives a hell about you. They don't care about you until you got something going. And then when you lose it, they don't care about you again. Facts. So are you willing to sacrifice your happiness, your pride, your ego, understanding that you don't know the path at all that you're going on? And if you are, great, cool. But you'll go through that journey. You'll see people being successful before you. You'll see people getting more money than you. You'll see people betraying you, turning your back. I'll be honest. Being an entrepreneur, you learn you can't trust nobody. Because you start to see things in people that I think it's very discouraging, but you start seeing things in people that you thought you never see. You start seeing people backstab you when you don't have any more rooms to be stabbed in the back. You'll see people just adding to your stress. But all of that stuff is what you signed up for. Now, when you got a job, and it's a fact. When you got a job, right? And your job is giving you PTO, a schedule, keeping you busy. You don't see so much. It's a fact. You don't start seeing how people start treating you different. You don't start seeing who loves you and really who doesn't. You don't start seeing what your worth is to other people. You don't start seeing how incomplete you are. You don't start seeing that stuff. But you start seeing that stuff when you have so much free time and when you don't have the support that a boss would give you. See, while your boss will write your ass up, your boss also will come in and say, hey, you did a great job today. Your company will be like, all right, Brandon, you are employee of the month because you did everything right. And that gives you that sense of, yes, let's go. Your job gives you a paycheck every week or every 2 weeks, and that feels good. But as an entrepreneur, as somebody that owns a business, if you don't have anybody in your household that says good job, then who does? Who does? If you don't have people around you that recognize your work and how hard you are working, who does? If you don't make a sale in a month and a half, what keeps you working? When you see yourself putting in all that work, busting your ass, late nights, grinding, but you don't see not one result from any of that month stuff that you put in, what do you get out of it? What love do you get? And that's why people choose to be regular. I'm telling y'all exactly what it is. Don't ever take for granted the fact that you have coworkers. Don't take for granted that you got Susie in the office that always talking about her boyfriend Tom. Don't take for granted that you have Jessica that's always talking about her weekend plans. Don't take for granted that you have somebody that you are at work with, talking and having conversations with. Don't take that for granted, because I'm telling you something. When you sacrifice yourself to be a business owner, you become the boss. You don't have any peers unless you are networking. Facts. Facts. So, So when we sitting there, y'all, and we like, oh, haha, I want to be an entrepreneur. Okay. All right. You want to be an entrepreneur? Okay. You want to do your thing. You want to be an entrepreneur. All right. All right. I'm telling yo, all of my fellas out there, like I'm telling you, bro, like we see it on a daily, bro. If you are an entrepreneur and you looking for a girl, or you trying to start a family, or you trying to be that guy, I'm going to tell you something. All of that stuff is 10 times harder, because unless you have somebody that's riding with you, that started with you from the ground up. Because see, what happens is the girls start seeing you for your value and your power, and that's what they respect. That's what they start liking. That's what draws them to you. It ain't nothing that draws them to you more than that. But here's the freaking caveat. Here's where things change. It's good, but it gets hard when you start realizing the priority. Is it that, or is it the work? Facts. I'm telling you. I got a friend, right? And I have a few people that own businesses, right? And I got a friend that owns this paint business, and he paints, right? And he make okay money painting. He got a girl at home, and his girl, she helps him with his business. She like looks up for clients for him and stuff like that. Everything cool. But every single weekend he go out and cheat on her. Every single weekend. 100% facts. Every single weekend. Like I'm dead at, not even every weekend, matter of fact, every few days, literally, right? He cheats on her every few days. And here's the thing, right? They've been together for a while. And the point where I started realizing that the behavior was because of the success was when you start realizing that you have money, and then you realize what money can do, and then you haven't really experienced that before, you abuse it. So now, right, when people start flocking to you, and you got that person in your DM, or you got that person liking your pictures, or you got them people doing whatever they doing to get your attention, you out, whatever, right? You become a lick. But then some people that like that type of feeling, because every woman is an investment. That's 100% facts, right? Like they're investments, because if you like a woman, you take her out to eat, you treat her nice, right? But what if he's doing it with everyone? What is his priority? Is it his business, his girl, or is it just the power? See, and the reason I'm telling you guys this is because while, yes, he may be doing it just because he likes the power, he also is failing to realize that power that he has is going to fall. It's going to leave him because he's cheating, right? And he's doing whatever he wants to do because he sees the power he has. But what happens when you forget the foundation that is giving you the power? A lot of people think that the business is giving him power in this example, right? No, the business is not giving him power. His girlfriend is, or whatever they are. That's what's giving him the power. You want to know why that's giving him the power? Because when he can't find clientele, that person finds some clientele. When he gets home and he's hungry and he's done cheating for the day, she makes sure he has something to eat. When he got dirty clothes, she washes his clothes. So he is being, I would say, I don't even want to say just ungrateful, but I think that what it is power starts to make you feel invincible until you feel hurt, pain. And then when you feel that hurt and pain, it may be too late. And I tell that story because all of my fellas out there, I can't speak for women, and I say that every time, right? That's out here trying to finesse and trying to be that business guy because you think that saying you an entrepreneur is way sexier than saying you work a 9 to 5. Bro, that power ain't nothing, bro. I'm telling you this right now. And if you got your passport and you go overseas and you go and you, bro, I'm telling, when you go overseas, you're that guy. 100%, you're that guy. Fact, every guy that has been overseas, every guy that has traveled, you already know what I'm talking about. When you travel, you're that guy. But that is not the power you should be trying to get, because that power does not last. And I see a lot of people, students hit me up in my community today. Yo, B, can you help me? I want to be successful because I want to be able to have the power to do what I want. I want to be this. I want to do that. Bro, everything you're saying you want to do has no positive effect on your legacy, no positive effect on your family, no positive effect on none of that. And then if you just want to sit there and do the same basic stuff everybody else is doing, bro, you're just going to lead yourself down a dark path. And that's a fact. Ain't nobody really going to respect you at the end of the day. You just going to have a bunch of bodies, probably a few babies, and a few people trying to trap you. Your phone going to be jumping, but it's going to be jumping with distractions and not jumping with wires, not jumping with money, not jumping with deposits. It's going to be jumping with people trying to distract you, trying to get you to come over because they feel like their vagina is power, and what they're going to do is get you to go ahead and finesse and be finessed. And then when you're finessed, you're going to lose all your money. You lose your money. Now you ain't worth nothing. It's a cycle, and you need to understand being irregular or being an entrepreneur is not to be taken lightly because you want power. If you want power, go ahead and get a nice job and just tell people you're a manager, even if you are an employee, and just say, yeah, I'm a manager at Walmart, and they'll think you have power. Like, you have some power. Great, cool. Power ain't nothing, bro. Power used wrong can actually be weakness. That's a fact. It could be weakness. And everything I'm telling you guys, I've had to learn. But there is a lot of people that want to be successful only because they want people to see their success. There's a lot of people out there that want success because they know that other people will value them more if they have it. And those are the people that never, ever, ever become their full version and become the best version of themselves. And it's sad. And it sets you back. And then you end up with somebody that really don't want you. Somebody that really don't care about you. Or you'll end up with a bunch of girls. But what is that for you? What does that do for you? What does it do? It don't do nothing, bro. Being honorable is better. I'm trying to tell y'all. It's better. It saves you more money. And you're given a way to you're given a way to actually reach that success you really want. Because you could focus more. Facts. Hold on, y'all. I gotta tell my kids to go to bed. Hold on. Oh, let me finish this. Oh, I ain't put no image. It's 10:30. Hold up now. It's bedtime. Hold on, y'all. All right, I'm back. All right. Oh man, I gotta sneeze. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm just putting up some posts because I want to see. I gotta see if these I'm just priming an account. I'm trying to put low ticket items up on this eBay so that I can get this eBay to basically show me what it's pushing out. And I'm explaining in a second. Because when you start, like, this is a brand new eBay. So like what I'm doing is what you should be doing if you are trying to actually start, which is just honestly putting up products that don't cost that much money. Like this product right here costs like $6. So we're literally not looking to make, well, a person wholesale, it costs less. It costs like $4 to $5, but $6 is what it's going to cost on eBay. We're not really selling this to make a huge profit or any profit at all. We're trying to actually see what we could actually get people to buy in a fast amount of time. But when you first start your eBay, obviously you don't want to list too many products. This eBay has been established for a little bit, so we're good. It didn't have any products at all. I need to make sure I space it out though. Because spacing it out is going to allow us, like I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did 6 products. So 3 to 5 products a day is pretty good. We're going to relax on those products for right now. That's enough products for right now because we don't want them to think it's a bot doing it. Okay. We don't want them to think that. Y'all, I've been trying to get a DJI or a DJI Pocket 3, but I can't find nobody that got it. I can't find nobody. I looked on Facebook and it's been so many scams, y'all. So many scams, bruh. But I blocked them and I thought too late to make it like so you guys could see it. But when I say like they're just scamming, like, oh well, we'll ship it to you. Like, bro, do it look like I'm playing? No, I'm not. Like, bro, I'm dead. I'm trying to buy it. Like, you trying to finesse me, and I'm just trying to buy the DG Pocket thingy. The hell is that? So that's kind of depressing today that I can't find it. And clicking on this tab actually just reminded me. All right, but anyway, speaking of money, let's see. Well, I don't really want to. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do this. So we're going to go through some questions. Okay? All right. I got to do it one by one. All right. We're going to go through some questions. So this is something I'm going to do new. I'm going to start answering questions at the end of my lives. Okay? All right. And I'm going to put them on the screen no disrespect to anybody that's commented, I guess. Like, this is not like me trying to throw you under the bus or nothing. But I think these are unique questions or good questions. So that's why I have them up, okay? All right, cool. So first, hey, man, will the direct buyers in this list be okay with me just messaging them? Is there a high chance that they will actually accept my phones? It may seem random from a random person to message them saying they want to sell to them. Now, what he's referring to is the buyer's price list. So he's referring to the price list on hustlertaught.me.com. And if you don't know, it's 50 buyers, 25 internationally, 25 in the country. And these buyers are going to be people that are going to be trying to buy phones from you. And this price list has iPads, MacBooks, blacklisted devices, and a bunch of different phones, and just devices in general that you could actually sell to buyers. What he's asking is, he's trying to ask, well, Brandon, what happens if they get a message from me randomly, and this is the price list, right? A message from me randomly, so new phones, used phones, Samsungs, iCloud lock / blacklisted, iPads, Apple accessories, Apple watches, MacBooks, okay? But he's asking, well, what if I just message all 50 of them and, they're like shocked? Well, let me give you guys some comfort. Number one, when it comes to the price list, that's not how it works. You get an email. Okay, so when you buy the list, we give you the master email that you send all of your phones that you want to actually sell to that email. That email then sends out to all buyers. And then buyers start to bid. So they'll start saying, oh, well, I'll pay $500 for that iPhone 13. And then one buyer might say, oh, I'll pay $250. And then they'll keep going. Okay, and then we'll get the highest bidder, tell you, hey, this person wants to buy that phone for X amount of dollars, and then you can say okay, or you can say no. That's how it works. Buyers don't give out their communication really at all. They tend to want to be like the middleman. That's the best way I could put it. You know what I mean? Oh, they did show. I think. Yeah, I'm not doing it this way. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to pull up the next question because that's going to be very, very confusing. All right, next question. Wow. I've been doing this with phones just sort of casually and didn't know it was a thing. You're right. Every technique you talked about, I think I've used at one time or another when selling or buying something. While I'm an Android man, I realize that iPhones is where the money is. Thanks for the video. Shout out to you, T. Harris. So, if I was to say anything on this, what I will say, and this is a comment about me sharing basically techniques, and those techniques are like just psychology hacks to be able to negotiate with people, right? So one thing I'll say is it's easy to close deals when you remain 10 steps ahead of someone. Understanding to walk away, understanding that you have the leverage, understanding how much money you want to pay, understanding all of those things is imperative. And a lot of you guys are already doing these techniques. You just have to realize you're doing them. And when you realize you're doing them, you start to actually use them more. And when you start placing them in the conversations at the right points, you become unstoppable, right? So, definitely check out that video. It's the 10 dark psychology tips for phone flipping, okay? It's on my channel, all right? That is a great video. Worked really hard on it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Again, T. Harris, thank you so much for the love. Thank you. And guys, when you comment, I will be responding via video as well now, because I think this is cool. Okay. All right. So then we'll have and I will answer things like this. This is a stupid ass question. Okay. A stupid ass question, but we're going to answer it. La whatever. Right. Shout out to you. I still bang with you. I still got your back like a broad strap. But this is a dumb question, okay? Sir, how to open an eBay account? Now, let's just say this is a person that is not comprehending or understanding what the video is about. I'll tell you guys exactly what video this is under. It was under the unbanding video about eBay, right? So this person asked this, and he kept asking it. And then one of my supporters, he was like, yo, bro, you're on YouTube. Look it up, right? Thank you. Now, I'm going to answer this question. Playing devil's advocate. Everybody knows how to open an eBay account, hopefully. Or you can look it up on eBay. But how do you open up a banned one? Or how do you open up an account after you're banned? There's a few things you need. New phone, new Wi-Fi, and to use a incognito browser. Okay? Once you have all of those and an LLC with an EIN, you have the ability to create a business eBay account. Now, I don't want to get too in depth in that yet because there's a question, I believe, coming up about that I want to answer, and I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But those are the things you need to open up an eBay account. Then go to Google, type in business eBay account, and then literally plug in all your information, and you'll be straight. All right, bro? But please, when you ask questions, please ask questions of substance, because see, when you start asking questions vaguely, people take it out of context and people just don't answer it because it doesn't make sense. When you say like, how do you open an eBay account? It makes it seem as if you didn't watch. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it makes it seem disrespectful at some point. Some questions may not be disrespectful, but seem disrespectful when you try to ask a question that the video answers. It's kind of interesting. Okay. So yes, shout out to you. You still my guy, but that was not a smart question, and the question did not, it didn't give me much, right? So yeah, I was just very confused. All right, so buyers on Mercari are cheapskates! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! They expect to pay next to nothing for any item posted. Nothing sells faster unless it's posted at a very low price. I keep seeing other videos on YouTube about these so-called tips on how to combat slow sales or how to make quick sales. It's only a few weeks. Bullcrap. All right. So, YouTube sucks. 69, that's the name. I mean, the name kind of already makes you seem like somebody that complains. But we're not going to jump to conclusions. I will say this. Everything that you said is true. But very opinionated. Like, what you said is true. Mercari has some of the slowest sales I've ever seen in my life. I agree. And some of the cheapest people on planet Earth. I agree. Now, you also have to understand that that's how Mercari wants it, I believe. They put themselves in a position to be like a thrift store app, in my opinion. Mercari is a horrible place to sell if you're looking for instant profit. But Mercari is a great place to sell if you're selling trending items. If you're selling that item like a Pop Mart Labubu doll, that will sell. But the problem is that they try to take it down if you're selling a clone one. But what I will say is Mercari is one of those places that you can actually sell on if you have used items, thrifting, or if you're selling new products, they need to be bundled. Mercari is heavily favored for people that want value. I wouldn't call them cheapskates, but I would call them bargainers. So if you see that Mercari is giving you problems, instead of you looking up tips for YouTube on how to combat slow sales, I actually might do a video for that tomorrow, because that is actually a good ass idea. I'm gonna write that one down, because that was a good idea. That one was a good idea, bro. I ain't gonna go write that down in my notebook, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. Hold that now. Because I need all the ideas I can get. You feel me? Mercari slow sales video. Do that tomorrow morning. Okay. Thank you. That's a good ass idea, because if I was to create a Mercari slow sales video, the only thing I would talk about is how you need to bundle. Like, if you're selling products but you're not selling no value with it, because you would think that the product is value, but it's not. On Mercari, the value is how much do I get for as little as possible. So you need to create bundles and value packs that people actually are drawn to, build up your credibility, and then the sales come. Okay? So that's how I would answer that. Great comment, great perspective. Horrible YouTube name though, because YouTube doesn't suck. I wouldn't say YouTube sucks. That's kind of like, That's kind of like you're just miserable. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, oh my God. All right, bro, send me the blue face watch. I got 30 for you. Now, I looked at this comment for a few days, because John, shout out to John Patterson 331. I wasn't really trying to sell my fake replicas, okay? And I know you're playing, but you kind of gave me hope for a second. Like, all right, maybe I should get back into selling these watches. But no, I'm not going to sell those watches. I wouldn't recommend any grown man, not saying you would, John, but I wouldn't even put you in that predicament to walk around in a bedazzled, fake diamond encrusted watch. If you don't know what this comment is from, it's from one of the YouTube videos where I got some fake watches, and I thought that I could sell them, and it failed like really bad. Like really bad. All right, so next question. Do you need to create an LLC before creating an EIN? So I think that there's a misconception on what an LLC is from this question, right? An LLC is, in fact, something that is tied to your EIN. You need to have your EIN tied to some type of business entity. So it could be an LLC, sole prop, C Corp, S Corp, multi-level LLC, or I said multi-member LLC, single member LLC. Sorry, sole prop does not have an EIN. I'm tripping. Sole prop uses your social. But yeah, the EIN is going to come with the LLC. So when you create the LLC, you're in fact also going to be creating the EIN, because the EIN is the identification number for your LLC. All right. Shout out to you, Wesley. That is my guy. That is my guy. Okay, Wesley, you are my guy. I got your back like a broad strap. You're my guy. Okay. And I bang with you, Wesley. You know that. It's my guy, man. I'm going to keep saying that. You know why I said you my guy. You're my guy, okay? All right. He-Man or Heem. Heem. I'm just going to say Heem 147R. Damn. I'm sorry you got told that, bro. Now, this is from a video where I was talking about how, my mom told me I wasn't successful or something like that, right? I'm sorry you got told that, bro. My folks don't believe in me either. They not be direct with it as your mom was, but I can tell by the side jabs they throw from time to time. I stopped trying to get them to believe or have faith. I'm in a school community where the only people who I actually care what their opinions are and who I actually care who sees me succeed is the people that still believe in me right now. Even though I failed time and time again, they still believe in me. Honestly, that's all I need. So, my response to this, I really appreciate this, bro. Like, this is a vulnerable comment, okay? And my response to that is just going to be, you damn right, bro. And I'm going to tell you something, bro. I wake up every day to people not supporting me. You put in a lot of work and then you see nothing back. You don't see the results you want. I get it. But let's not mistake results for let's not mistake the result for the validation. Because while you might have side jabs and people that don't, support you, you just said you have a community that you feel does. And no matter if they support you, don't support you, that won't change no matter who chooses to be on what side. Okay? You're always going to have somebody that doesn't support you. You're always going to have somebody that says they love you and really don't. You're always going to have somebody that betray you. You're always going to have somebody that lie to you. You're always going to have that family member that don't ever pull up. You're going to have that person that always got something to say. You always got that person that just don't believe in you. You got that person that makes you feel devalued. We all have these type of individuals in our lives, whether we want to admit it or not. The point that I'm saying is that I'm realizing in life, those all need to exist. You need that person that supports you, and when you look at them and they look at you, they can just tell like you down. And then like I got friends where I just call, or they'll call me because I really don't call people. They'll call me and they'll be like, yo, B, what's up? I'm like, what's up? They're like, yeah, I'm going through this, and this. And then we talk about it, and then they'll be like, but yo, bro, you the man. Like, bro, you remember when you did da-da-da-da? Yeah, bro, like, you really that guy. Like, I really appreciate it. Like, you always had those people that big you up. Those people that, even when they're not even as close to you, they'll big you up more than the people that are closest to you because they appreciate you, and they appreciate you because they have distance. See, when people get too close to you, they don't appreciate you because they get used to you. They get used to the way you live. They get used to the benefits of you. They get used to all of that. So what I'm saying is, while yes, your school community supports you, it's because y'all probably all in the community supporting each other because y'all all are in the community failing. Now, I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying y'all all are learning. See, when I say fail, I don't mean fail in a negative sense. I mean fail in a positive. I think we have to stop the stigma of failure being negative. So failure is another word of saying lesson. So you're in the school community, just like a lot of people are, of people that fail. And you got to be careful. When I answer these questions, I want to be very honest. And I don't give a freak about anyone's emotions. Because caring about your emotions can sometimes mean that I don't care about your takeaway from the discussion at hand. And I care about the takeaway more than I care about your feelings. That's hard for people to understand. It's also hard for people to accept, right? I don't care about how you feel about what I say. I'd rather you come away from what I say hearing something you need to hear. You need to make sure you're not in a school community full of failures. Because if you're in a school community full of people that are failing and supporting each other during that failure, who brings you guys to the reality that what you're doing needs to be improved? Who brings benefit to that community at that point? That's just like being around a bunch of friends that go out every weekend and get drunk and take girls to the crib. Cool, but at what point, what friend is going to be like, all right, bro, I'm cool this week, bro, let's do whoop-de-whoop. Like, what friend is going to be that person to actually bring you into that realization that what we doing is, that's getting old. Let's move forward. Like, you got to make sure that, yes, understanding that the people that look at you and say you're not successful to me are the people that actually bring the best out of you. So, like, while I brought that whole discussion this week, the beginning of this week, I believe, about my mom, right? One would think that I'm bringing that discussion of my mom not supporting me to discredit her and hurt, her image. But the type of mindset that I have, that's not actually what I'm doing. Actually, what I'm doing is coming to the realization that that is what I need to go harder, to work smarter, to be more proactive in not being distracted, not being neglectful, and also understand there's more work that I have to do than I anticipated. So while, yes, people will not support you, please don't take people's criticisms, the lack of support, the lack of them seeing your value as you being something less. My mother didn't support me, which is the reason I am an entrepreneur. My mom didn't support me, which is the reason I wake up every day trying to make sure that my kids don't go through the same thing I went through. So keep in mind that sometimes the people that don't support you, the people that don't say you're doing a good job, the people that don't praise you, the people that don't really actually show you compassion or love when you need it the most are the reason you actually are working the hardest. Don't become a victim, and don't think that those type of situations should even have any ounce of power towards our emotions. No, we definitely have to keep moving forward and just understand that we got to use that as fuel to actually make ourselves better, hungry, and great, right? Like, I don't want to be on a basketball court and everybody's calling me Kobe. I'm the best basketball player I've ever met. You can't tell me no different. And I'm the best basketball player a lot of people have met. And they said that. But I got to go in gyms where there's people that challenge me. There's people that don't think I'm good. There's people that are stronger than me. And people that may have different skill sets that I may not acquire or have acquired, right? Like, I got to push myself. And sometimes those negative people push you. So please, I think when you said that school community is all you need, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I don't like that. Because that's not all you need, bro. You need people to show you that they really don't give a fuck about you. You need that. You need that. You need people to show you that really they not on your side. Trust me, bro. In this world, I don't even know. I don't even know, bro. This is a wicked world, bro. People, this is wicked. I don't even know what to say, but this is a very, very, very wicked world. I don't even, like, every day I'm hit with a new realization that this is a crazy, people will, I don't know. I just don't know. So you need everybody. Everybody got to work together to disappoint you, build you up, tear you down, because that's going to make you the best version of yourself. All right? But don't just trap yourself into a place where people make you feel good. Please. All right, so Andrew, that's my guy, man. That is my guy. 1,000% my guy. All right, now this is my guy, literally. Like, this is my brother from another mother. Like, this is my guy. We've worked together. We've been working together for years. Love and mad respect for all that you do and have accomplished, my friend. Our kids depend on us. We can't let them see us stop getting up and moving forward. Hugs. Now, let me make this very clear. Because, Andrew is actually someone that has actually seen my progression on the internet. Okay, he has seen me become a better version of myself. He's seen me get hurt with a bunch of things. I will say this. Moving forward is definitely the goal. That's all. Like, you're right. Everything you said is right. I don't have any like motivational shit to say to that, because you were right. Like, everything that you said was as motivational as it get, because that is 100% facts. You feel me? We got to keep moving, bro. We can't put our heads down. We don't got no time for that, because when we put our heads down, others see that as a weakness, right? We got to keep going, keep moving, keep getting up, keep pushing forward no matter what. There's no quit in us at all. Facts. Wesley, I'm glad to have you on my team, bro. Thank you so much, broski. You're the only one that has helped me with my eBay. You have something special right now, and keep working at it. I'm counting on you too. You know, I don't want to. One thing I really want to say, feeling appreciated, I think, is the best thing in this. Because when you know that you are impacting people, bro, and they acknowledge it, it's priceless, especially when it's from people you don't even really know. So, I just want to take the time out to just say thank you to everyone. Everybody that sends me comments, messages, DMs, all that, you know what I mean, for the work that we've done and also the work we're doing. I appreciate you. It means a lot. You know what I mean? It means a lot. Yeah, it means a lot, because you just never know. And I'm not even saying me, but one thing I've learned is you never know who's being talked down to in the dark. You know what I mean? You never know. And that's why, like, when I'm doing business, I try to be honest, but then I'll always backtrack it with like, yeah, but you're doing good. Like, I've had people come to me and they're like, yo, phone flipping ain't for me, bro. I suck. And they do. They suck at phone flipping. But like, I'll spin it and be like, it's just all about you putting your energy towards it in a different manner. And you just never know who's being told they can't do something, or you're not this, you're not that. And just because some people will talk down on you because they don't want to see you past them. Or some people may talk down on you just because they don't understand you. So when you get on this internet and you actually are trying to make a difference and people are appreciating you, don't take that for granted, because there's always negativity in someone's life, and you could be that person to add some positivity. So I really thank you, Wesley. I really do. I'm very cautious, and as you guys see, I'm working on my communication. So a lot of these things where I like pause and I think about what I'm saying, that's actually something I'm working on, because as somebody that wants to articulate themselves in a more complex way, sometimes you have to shut the hell up and think about what you're going to say first. Like, I think I'm very great at communicating. I don't think I'm good. I think I'm great. But I also think there are times when I say what I want instead of saying what I mean. So pause and take a break sometimes, bro. I'm telling you, it works. All right, what's the next one? So the next one is, man, I had my account suspended at one point. I thought I would start a new account to sell some things I needed to get rid of. I also used the account to buy some things. One of those things I brought, I ended up returning. As soon as I shipped things out, I got my new account suspended. They are now holding all of my funds, the items I sold, funds of the items I sold, and I doubt they will process the returns. I'm out of $1,000 because of this. I kind of feel like I need to take legal action to get my money back. So this happens. This happens, and I would ask you, shout out to you, Jess. What I would ask you is this an eBay business account or an eBay personal? The reason I ask that is because that may be the reason why you are in the situation you're in, is because sometimes, sometimes they'll wait until you ship something out just to draw on you, like, and that sucks, right? So, yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you. I really am. But you'll be okay. What I would do is nothing. You just gotta wait. I'm gonna be honest. That happened to me. You're probably not gonna get none of your money back if I'm keeping it a stack with you. You should have did it the right way. I'm gonna be honest. And that is, definitely staying off of eBay. Unless you did that business account. So yeah, you're probably out of your bread. When it comes to legal action, you accepted the terms, so they could always spin that back on you, that you accepted the terms and conditions. You're now trying to take legal action when you didn't follow terms of conditions. You probably sold counterfeit items or copyright goods, so copyright infringement would play a big part. You pay a lawyer. You use that time to try and fight a battle. You're spending money on lawyers. So now that 1,000 turns to 10 or 12K or maybe even 15, and you don't win. So I would just say, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely would just try to ask eBay when that deposit going to hit. They should release your funds eventually. But yeah, that sucks. That happened to me before. And bro, like, that's one of the worst feelings ever, bro. And I'm so sorry that you're going through that, because that sucks. I'm really not happy about that. All right, last question. I'm sorry, I had to think about it because I'm really not happy about that. That's corny. How does having this has to be the last question. Shout out to Nick West TV. All right, and shout out to Chicago 48 for responding for your boy. How does having an EIN or having a business account help me not get banned on eBay? I've been banned 4 times. Customers complaining. I need to be able to pop up with a new eBay store at will, because I know I'm going to get more bans. That is crazy. Okay, so number 1, Nick, you got to come see me, broski. We got to talk, bro, because there ain't no way you should be just anticipating getting banned. Whatever you're selling is not good, okay? If customers are complaining that bad, bro, I want to know what the heck you're selling, because it sucks, okay? That's a fact. Because if you getting banned just because you selling something and the customers are complaining, that is crazy. That's crazy. Like, that literally is like, bro, what the heck are you selling? But let's go to Chicago 48. What did he say? If you're banned, it's not because you have an EIN or a business account. Read your message from eBay. Why you were banned, or call their customer support. You can't really call their customer support, Chicago 48. Thank you for trying to answer, but you're wrong. Wrong answer. You just got to go somewhere else and redo that answer, because that's wrong. Okay? You're wrong. The first part where you're wrong is, if you're banned, it's not because you have a EIN or business account. That is true, but I don't think he was ever asking me that. He asked me, how does having a EIN or having a business account help me not get banned? My response to Nick West TV: bro, please watch my video. Nick, you said at the end of your question, I need to be able to pop up with the new eBay store at will. Well, you can do that with an EIN and a business account, my guy. That's the point. The point isn't for the EIN or business account to just unban you. It's the point of you hiding behind an LLC and not hiding behind your social, which is you. They can just pinpoint this is Nick West. But if it's Nick West LLC, or if it's Nick the West, or West Nicholas, Nickelodeon TV LLC, whatever, you now are an entity that can consistently make more than one eBay and thrive in making whatever money you're making, getting customer complaints on a day-to-day basis to where they ban you every time. So yeah, that's the answer. And Chicago, you said, read the message from eBay on why they banned you. eBay doesn't always tell you a specific reason. Sometimes they leave it vague because they don't want you to even try to appeal. That sucks. But eBay plays the dirty game. All right. So that's the answer to that, buddy. All right. So good try, but I don't like your answer because your answer was not right, Nick. Chicago. It wasn't right. Okay. I love you though, bro. But it wasn't right. Okay. You're wrong. 100%. Okay. And now we'll just end with one thing that I want to point out. Whew. Oh, maybe I should get back on my For Hustler Only Johnski, bro. Look at this, man. Now, I haven't been on my For Hustler Only community page in a long time. But somebody, yeah. I like this, bro. Let's go. That's my guy now. All right, anyway. I want to get onto this real quick, and then I'm getting off. Oh, Jay Gritty. Shout out to Jay Gritty. That's my guy. That's a guy I played basketball with. I didn't know he was outside like this. Okay. All right, but he got a good post. I want to show you this. This is not what I was going to show you though. But things we need to remember in our, and this is yesterday, in our communities. Stop hating on the next person's success. If anything, congratulate it, because the energy you put out will be the energy you receive back. And instead of trying to have more than everyone around you, try to see if you can make everyone around you have more. That is a fact. You know, speaking of that, a question got brought up to me the other day. What is a leader? And I take a lot of what people say and I think about it. Like, I've realized that I am very, like, for some reason, I know I'm going to be successful to a certain extent because of how much I like to improve myself, right? So this person asked me, what is a leader? And it's so subjective that I didn't even want to answer the question. But as I thought about the question more and more, some people think that leaders are people that make people better, right? So I was thinking, like, is a leader someone that makes people around them better, right? Now, I've led a lot of people a day, like a lot of people in my life, a lot, and really, really important things, right? Things that actually depended on my livelihood. And I've also failed miserably at being a leader in the beginning of my life. I was one of the worst leaders I think some people have ever met, okay? But it wasn't because I didn't make people successful. But I used to think that, yes, being a leader is making people better around you. But then as I've grown and seen leaders and also implemented more leadership skills into myself, I realized that people around you don't need to get better because of you. That seems like a project, right? I don't think leaders take on projects. I think what a leader is, because I've been thinking about it, a leader is someone that allows other people to flourish or even fail around them while leading by example. A leader is somebody that is going to show you the way that they see success while not trying to make you actually not trying to make you or dictate your movement. Because see, some people think like a leader is somebody that's going to tell you what to do and then you'll get success. But I'm different from the people I lead. And also, you can't tell me that a leader is someone that makes people successful, because if that is the case, then do people determine if I am a leader? Because then that becomes a lot cloudy, because some people I've made successful and some people I haven't. But if you're focusing on making people around you better, then you have a bunch of work to do. Like more work than you can actually do and also maintain doing work on yourself. Because you got some people that need physical help. You need some people that need mental help. Some people that aren't good at doing this and that. But like, I think a leader gives you the tools by you seeing what they do. Waking up on time. Making sure that you're working and holding yourself accountable, making sure that you're networking in the right manner, calling out things that seem to be awkward, weird, or just right down out of line, even when they know it makes you upset. Prime example, if I got a friend that's sitting there trying to tell me that he's creating a waist trainer business, and I tell him that's not that smart because you don't know anything about working out because you don't work out at all. I'm not saying, yeah, bro, go ahead. That's not what a leader is. A leader is somebody that is going to say things that hurt your feelings even when you don't want to hear it. A leader is somebody that is not forcing you to commit to their structure, because that's the beautiful part about being a leader, is that you take your own hits without them ever seeing it. But you get to observe who wants to follow and who doesn't. And not everybody has to follow you. So this post that he just created was so key, bro. And I didn't even anticipate seeing this. But the biggest part to me is the one at the sentence at the bottom. Try to see if you can make everyone around you have more. Try to see if you can make everyone around you have more. Not if you are, or don't make everyone around you have more. Because you can't make somebody that don't want to hustle. You can't make somebody that don't have what it take. You can't make somebody that wants to have a good life, you can't make somebody that doesn't want to have a good life. You can't make somebody that doesn't have a work ethic have a work ethic. You can't make somebody that wants to be honest with themselves but not actually do the work. You can't make anybody do anything. You cannot make anyone, and that made me fail so early in my journey as an entrepreneur. Is I used to try to like make people better. I used to try, and I used to hold on to it, bro. Like, oh man, like this person didn't make this amount of money. Oh man, like damn, I suck. But it's like, no, because that person didn't have the work ethic to get out and do it themselves after I showed them how to do it. I could teach you how to sell, but if you don't actually get out in front of that customer and sell, then, I mean, that's your fault. Right? I could teach you from my failures, but if you don't learn from them, that's your fault. A leader is somebody that does something first, despite the consequences or the penalties, and shows you them failing unapologetically, and knows that you're watching them and knows you'll probably judge them, but they will fail so that you hopefully don't have to repeat the same cycle, and that's a leader. A leader is someone that is going to work harder than you because you don't have what it takes at the time. Because yes, you want to try and make everyone have more, but try. And when you see that that person doesn't want to follow you, or those friends don't want to actually do the right thing and have the right behaviors, you got to start separating yourself. That's a fact. I told you I'm supposed to be at a pool party right now, right? Celebrity pool party. Like, what celebrities are you talking about? Like, and it's just like, sometimes you just got to separate yourself. But that's not what I wanted to talk about, okay? I wanted to actually talk about this. One of my employees, my old employees, actually follows me on Facebook. And she's a bright young lady, okay? And I remember she wanted to go to college. She went to college. Trying to see where that post is. Okay, there it go. I don't want to show her name, so let me do something real quick. So she went to college. She left the job and went to college. She did this because she felt like she was not getting paid. So this was the problem. she was a little too nosy. She saw an Indeed post that I posted, and it had people getting paid more than what she was getting paid. She didn't like that. She quit. Okay? But it wasn't out of disrespect for me. It was just, you know what I mean? Like, she wanted more bread. So, she posted this today and said, after she graduated, because she did graduate college, shout out to her. And she I guess majored in like business or something like that. She said, what happened to jobs paying more to those with a degree? Laugh my off. It's a scam. Everybody that has went to college, I don't want to trigger you. But unpopular opinion. You either went to college for the experience, or you went to college because of the pressure. Very little people that I know went to college because they actually wanted to. College puts you in debt, and also doesn't guarantee you any job. Not just mention that, but it also does not get you all the time a higher paying job. Those who go to college, you show an extraordinarily insane amount of work ethic. The ones that graduate and do great in college, yes. Awesome. College no longer dictates, in my opinion, how smart you are or how successful you'll be. And that's important for me to say. Nothing is wrong with college. College teaches you a lot, I've heard. College also puts you in a great perspective and position to network and learn from others. In that sense, I'm jealous. But college does not in no way dictate your success nor your pay grade anymore, unless you let it. So in closing, I just want to say this to everybody watching this. If you watch this far, if you're listening to this in your car, at school, or even just at home or in any other place, don't let what you didn't do affect what you're going to do. Don't let other people's... I done seen people that didn't want to go to school fall back into, oh, I'm going to go to school. Because they're so fixated in thinking that they're going to better their lives that way, when really you're the problem, not the school part. No, you just don't have no fucking work ethic. I done seen people throw their lives away sign a contract with governments because they wanted to be something. Because they knew they couldn't create something themselves. If you go to college, go to college. Great. Just don't depend on it. Have a plan. If you're going to go back to school because you know it's going to add value to the value you already have. Don't go back to school thinking you're valueless. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out. I'll see you guys later, man. Make sure you guys make money work for you. Don't work for the money. And I enjoyed tonight, man. I really did. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.